Hi, I'm Amy Wolf with VUCast. No matter what you may think of Halloween, you have to admit spooky stories about things that go bump in the night can sometimes be fun. And we all love an old story about what may lurk in Vanderbilt's vaults. Some say the Community Partnership House is haunted. Others believe mysteries abound in the tunnels buried all across campus. Well, I may have put my Ouija board away years ago, but VUCast videographer Pat Slattery and I were just too tempted by those tunnels to ignore them. So we crossed our fingers and climbed inside.
What the hell is that?
These are the images some conjure up surrounding the tunnels buried deep beneath Vanderbilt's campus. Some say students in decades past discovered hidden entranceways and snuck into the miles of dark, dank pathways. Others insist the tunnels, some of which are almost a century old, lead to secret rooms in a bunker that only the chancellor can use.
You would hear that different clubs had this as a part of their initiation, was to get in and go up and down the tunnels, and that the chancellor uses the tunnels to travel underground so that nobody bothers him when he's trying to get across campus. That this is where we store all our money.
We at VUCast couldn't resist the chance to climb through ourselves to see what really lurks inside.
It's not going to be comfortable, I can say that.
What we found at first sight was a lot of security.
A few years ago, on a website, we found pictures of the power plant where somebody had come in through the tunnels and come up into the power plant and took pictures. And that's the time that we decided that we needed to beef up our security. So it was at the time then that we put up gates and alarmed everything, and pretty well, we think we have it pretty well secured.
It seems before all the security was added, students and urban spelunkers did use the tunnels as a playground of sorts. We found our first signs of graffiti on the walls here.
I guess back in the 60s, there was quite a bit of student activity in the tunnels, and so there is some graffiti that it's very dated, disco socks and that sort of thing, and a lot of sort of Live Long and Prosper, Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons.
But we saw no clues of vampires, escaped prisoners, or even mutant rats.
I've never seen one, and I've never heard of anybody seeing them, although I'm sure that they're here.
So what are these tunnels really used for? The answers aren't as mysterious as I had hoped.
What we have is a combination of all of our utilities, basically. We have steam lines in here. We have our chilled water lines in here. We have our high voltage electricity. We have our communication lines, which are here in the tunnel.
But with a little imagination, these tunnels can be as scary as any nightmare. Hollywood crews have even used these soggy spaces for horror films. Of course, the seemingly simple answers to what these tunnels are used for seems believable.
No secret hidden rooms, just tunnels.
But really no one lives down there, not at all. And we got gates up that secure them now. So they have nothing to worry about.
If you choose to believe the answers. Now we take you from frightening to fabulous for this week's Video Hotspot. Every October for more than a decade, the Vanderbilt community has gotten a chance to dress up, but not for Halloween. The Vanderbilt Lambda Association, a group for Vandy's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, queer, and intersex community, recently hosted its 15th annual drag show. The show, which promoted itself as a celebration of diversity and appreciation of drag as an art form, pulled an enthusiastic full house from both the Vandy community and Nashville, with performers from as far away as Alabama. Vanderbilt Student Television, or VTV, Vanderbilt's completely student-produced video group, streamed the show live as it happened. You can watch the full show and see other programs VTV is putting together, including a weekly Morning View show on VanderbiltTelevision.com. Sometimes the best part of an action movie is a good explosion, but we've all seen stunts that are so far-fetched they become downright stupid. Chemical engineer and physics teacher Tom Rogers recently came to Vanderbilt to talk about his book and website, Insultingly Stupid Movie Physics. He debunked some common movie misconceptions.
One of the big ones are the big bright sparks of light that you see when they shoot guns. That's typically not going to happen with an ordinary bullet.
What about the people jumping through windows?
But what they actually do is the stunt guy runs at the window, and then they have a technician off to the side that blows out the window with explosive charges before the stunt guy hits the window. And apparently, if the stunt guy hits the window before the guy hits the button to blow the charges, he ends up with a bloody nose and bounces off of the window typically.
One of his other big examples is Hollywood's love of exploding cars. In reality, Rogers says even though cars catch on fire, they rarely explode. However, fear of explosions is a common excuse for not wearing seatbelts and for would-be heroes to yank people out of cars without checking injuries first. You can see Rogers' website and his movie rating system to see which films are insultingly stupid when it comes to physics. Just go to intuitor.com/moviephysics. As you saw in the story at the top of the VUCast, I'm not wearing a great pumpkin costume. I'm actually very pregnant and set to have a second boy any day now. So starting next week, until I come back from maternity leave, Princine Lewis will grace these webcasts. Until then, for VUCast, I'm Amy Wolf.